welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I'm really excited to be recording this for you today. It is St. Patrick's Day, so I know I'm not wearing green up top, but I do have my shamrock leggings on. So and I was actually going to show it to you had I gotten this recorded yesterday, but I have made a little onesie for Declan that has a little bow tie and everything on my cricket, so that was pretty fun. I'm coming to you from Casper, Wyoming, and if it hasn't been in the news, we've had this epic historical storm, and so we've actually been snowed in since Sunday until last night. So we were able to finally, actually the city plows never made it up here. I think they may have made it to one of the streets, but our HOA finally just hired a private company to come dig us all out because we were stuck. So, and it's a really wet snow, so it's melting really fast. Anyways, so that's been the craziness in Wyoming here. I've had a pretty cool episode for you today. I want to talk about my works in progress. I have a couple to show you. My finished objects, which is actually just have one to show you, and then we're going to use that finished object, which is a Musselburgh hat, to do a wet blocking demo. So that will be at the end. So without further ado, let's get started. Jump right into the works in progress. So first one, so if you've been watching me since October, this was on my October podcast, and I kind of put it down. It just wasn't really feeling like working on it. So it's the Shawl Hoodie by Susanne Sommer. So I'm going to kind of go up here so you can see. I think you can see the bottom now. So I kind of got stuck on this blue. It was just mundane knitting. It was fine, but I just wasn't feeling like just doing really, really long rows. I needed something that I would finish. I would feel like I was making more progress on. Once I finished my Musselburgh this last week, or I guess about a week ago, I was like, you know, I really am feeling motivated to do this. So I wasn't actually even going to show this to you today, but this is what I've been laser focused on. So these are all yarns from Running on Yarn. I do dye these yarns, but this yarn base currently I don't have available. So it is shiny black, which actually looks a little bit more gray, and you can see it down here. Definitely a little more gray, but it's not like my monochromatic gray. It's definitely darker than that. And then this pink is called All the Pink, and it's just a combination of the pinks that I dye. And then this is my favorite teal, and this is actually a little bit brighter version of it, but it's actually turning out really nice. So I have about 8 rows left to do of the body, and then I'll be able to start on the hood. So that's hopefully what I'll be able to show you next week. So I'm really enjoying this. I love how it's just like a triangle shawl, and then it turns into this awesome sweater. And I can't wait to get the sleeves on there. I think they've turned out really nice so far. The texture is really good. There's a lot of good design features on this. So hopefully next time I see you, I will have quite a bit more of that done. So far, I really recommend that pattern, and I'll do a pattern review once I'm done as well. The other thing I have to show you is something I'm bringing out to give me some accountability to finish, but also Declan is growing out of this if I don't finish it. So it's the Gramps sweater by Tin Can Knits. So it's still just a little bit big for him right now. It's got the cute little pockets, and then what I haven't done, literally I'm almost done. Got these little elbow pads I need to put on them. So I'm not exactly sure where I want the elbow pads to be, so I think I'm gonna have him try it on and kind of see where his elbows are. He's got really long arms, so that's gonna be the goal for the next time. This will be done. And I need to put buttons on it. So I hadn't decided what buttons I want to put on it, but I just really love this, and he's gonna be outgrown it if I don't get it done. So I actually had started this when he was like a tiny, tiny baby, and I looked at it and I was like, this thing is huge. He's not gonna fit into that. So I have a couple extra, I've lost the other color, but I had a couple extra skeins of the yarn I used. So this is Woolstok by Blue Sky Fibers, and it's just a worsted. It is just fine Highland wool. And they're 50 gram skeins. So I had bought like a second and a third or a second and a third of each of these to see, just to make sure I had enough, which I did. There's the other one. So of course this color, they just have this one as Red Rock, and it's really it's a really true red. Like if you think of the red rocks in Colorado or Sedona, it's a little bit more red than that, I think. And then this one is Gravel Road, which is pretty fitting. So these are 50 grams, 123 yards. And it's as far as Highland wool, it's a lot softer. I actually have not made anything out of this for myself, so I don't know how it feels wearing it, but maybe I will make a hat. I think this would be really good color work hat or color work yarn. So maybe that's what this will turn into. All right. So those are my works in progress currently. I had hoped to have like a sock casted on, but then I got laser focused on my shawl hoodie. So that's where my focus has been this week. So on to finished products. So of course I showed you last time the Musselburgh of Declan's and Cody's. So there's those. Cody's been wearing his quite a bit, and he is saying that it's stretching. So I was only going to do a wet blocking demo of mine, but I'm gonna block all three of them, so you'll get to see them all. What he's saying is this at the bottom is really coming out. I think I talked about this last time in the podcast as well. But it's really like flaring out at the bottom the more he wears it. So it's not staying super tight. So I'm wondering if I can really like maybe stretch it lengthwise and see if that'll tighten it up a little bit. I don't know. And maybe that's a lesson learned that next time for this, my gauge was a tiny bit big on this yarn, or like stitches per inch, but maybe that's just a lesson that I will go down one size. So again, I made him the adult large, and then I made myself the adult medium. And so this is my finished Musselburgh, and I love it. So this was a plied yarn. This is actually a single ply. So it is, I brought the tag over. It's Tosh Merino Light, and the colorway is Jaded Dreams. So I will fold it in half here, and it is, you know, I wanted a warm hat, and it is extremely warm. Like sometimes almost too warm. So I don't see myself wearing it as much as I thought, but I see it's hanging out in the car a lot. So I'll go ahead and try it on for you. So I do have a ponytail in today. So one thing I really like about this is it does go over my ponytail. If it was, for me, if it was gonna be saggy, it would need to be as long as Cody's, and it is not as long as Cody's. So it does not really get a good sag. And also, I think for folding it up for me, I talked about last time how I like everything to cover my ears. And this really kind of starts to uncover my ears when I really roll it up the right amount. So what I've been doing is the same thing I do to Declan's, is I stick it on and then just fold it up a little bit at the top. So, but I have been wearing this, and as far as wearability, this yarn is really soft. So I really like that. I have not blocked it yet, and so I'm excited to block it and see how it does. So, so without further ado, that's what we're gonna do next, is block all three of these. So I'm gonna kind of show you my process of wet blocking. I'll see you back after that. Before we get to the wet blocking demo video, I just want to kind of tell you my process. So usually I take about lukewarm water and I add just a little bit of soak, and I'll show you that in the video of what that is. And it's just a rinse-free wool wash. So I really like it. They've got some neat scents, and they also have scentless, so you can choose either whichever one you want. I soak it for 15 minutes at a minimum. Sometimes I forget a little bit, leave it longer. And then I lay it out on a towel, and I just wring it out, lay it out on a towel, wrap it, roll it up, and then I get on it like on my knees and soak all as much water out of it as I can. I don't have a spinner, so this actually is pretty effective. So I've seen people that kind of do it with their hands. I don't get as much water out that way, so I just put it on the floor and get on my hands and knees. And then for this particular blocking video, I'm not gonna be using pins, so I'm just gonna lay it straight out, and then you'll see me just do a little bit of stretching to the adult ones. I didn't really do any to Declan's, and then I leave it there until it dries. So with these ones, I will probably go later today and flip it since it is a double layer, but it probably will, because we wring it out so well. Thank you all so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the demo and this episode of the podcast, which is episode 3. To get notified as to when another video comes out, which will hopefully be in 2 weeks, hit the bell, the subscribe button, and the bell below. And if you liked the content, please press the like button below. Thank you.